Welcome to the countdown of the 9 highest paid teenagers in the Premier League. From rising stars to future superstars, these young talents are already making waves in the world's most competitive football league. And they're doing it with some seriously impressive paychecks. Let's dive in and see who's raking in the big bucks while still in their teens. Kicking off the list at number 9, we've got Gustavo Nunu of Brentford, earning £25,000 per week. This young Brazilian forward has yet to make his Premier League debut but has already made a name for himself in the youth ranks back home at Grêmio. His potential was enough for Brentford to bring him in as a future replacement for star striker Ivan Toney. While Nunes will need time to adjust to the intensity of the Premier League, his technical skill and promise make him one to watch as he looks to carve out a spot in the top flight in the years to come. Next up, in the number 8 spot is Lise Gilly from West Ham, also earning £25,000 per week. This young Brazilian was part of an exciting trio at Palmeiras alongside future stars Endrick and Gustavo Willian. West Ham snapped him up in the hopes of tapping into his immense potential. Though he's had limited first-team action so far, with just 4 appearances, Guilherme's creativity and flair could see him become a key player for the Hammers as he continues to grow and adapt to the Premier League's pace and physicality. At number 7, we have Manchester City's Rico Lewis, who also takes home £25,000 per week. The 19-year-old English fullback has been a revelation for Pep Guardiola's side, quickly earning a regular spot in the team. Whether playing on the right as a fullback or in central areas, Lewis has been a crucial part of City's squad, particularly when injuries have forced changes. His intelligent passing, tactical awareness, and versatility have made him a key player for both City and the England national team, despite the competition at left back. In the 6th spot, we have Wilson Odobert, who is currently making £25,000 per week at Tottenham Hotspur. After a solid season with Burnley, Odobert, the French winger, caught the attention of Spurs, who are eager to develop young talent under manager Ange Postecoglou. His £25,000 per week deal reflects Tottenham's faith in his potential, even though he's yet to make a major impact at the club. Known for his pace and dribbling ability, Odobert could be a dangerous asset for Spurs in the coming seasons, especially as the club looks to build a youthful squad. Next up, at number 5, is the Argentine wonder kid, Fundo Bonin, who's been making his mark on loan at Leicester City, earning £25,000 a week. This young playmaker came to the Premier League on loan from Brighton and has been tasked with carrying the creative weight at Leicester, who are aiming to bounce back into the top flight. Bonanote is a highly skilled attacking midfielder known for his dribbling, vision, and ability to pick out a pass. He may not have had much of a chance to shine at Brighton just yet, but at Leicester, he's already grabbed his chance with both hands. Despite the pressure on him to help Leicester stay in the Premier League, Bonanote has been doing a solid job. In just 10 games, he's already contributed 3 goals and provided 2 assists, showing his ability to make an impact when it counts. The responsibility on his shoulders at such a young age is massive, but he doesn't seem to be fazed by it. Leicester's fans are hoping that he continues to develop under manager Steve Cooper and that he'll return to Brighton as an even bigger talent, ready to shine in the Premier League. At £25,000 per week, Bonanote's future is looking very bright. At number 4, we've got one of the most intriguing young talents in the Premier League, Dean Howson, who is pulling in £30,000 per week at Bournemouth. Now, here's a player who was making waves at Juventus before Bournemouth came calling. The Spanish centre-back had made a name for himself in Juve's youth ranks and even earned some senior appearances. However, this summer, after Juventus made some big defensive sales, they decided to let Haaland go, and Bournemouth swooped in, eager to bring him on board. For such a young player to already be earning £30,000 a week is a clear indicator of how highly he is regarded. Since joining the Cherries, Haaland has looked surprisingly comfortable, considering how many were questioning why he'd leave a club like Juventus. His smooth adaptation to Bournemouth's defense has been a pleasant surprise. Working under manager Andoni Iraola will undoubtedly continue to develop his game, and with the right guidance, Haaland could prove to be a huge steal for Bournemouth. At just 19 years old, he is already showing signs of being a future Premier League stalwart. Fans are excited to see how he'll grow, and he could soon become one of the best young defenders in the league. Now, coming in at number 3 on the list, we've got a player that Chelsea fans are buzzing about. Mark Gu, earning a hefty £50,000 per week. This 18-year-old Spanish forward has already shown glimpses of his brilliance, and Chelsea didn't waste any time snapping him up after Gu's impressive performance at Barcelona. In just 7 games for Barcelona, he scored twice, which is no small feat for such a young talent, and that was enough to convince Chelsea to open the checkbook and bring him to Stamford Bridge. Gu's combination of pace, technical ability, and goal-scoring instinct makes him one of the most exciting young forwards around. What makes this even more exciting is the fact that Gu recently scored his first senior goal for Chelsea in the Europa League in an emphatic 8-0 win over Noah. That's a statement performance for a player so young. The Chelsea project, led by Todd Boehly, has been all about acquiring the brightest young stars from around the world, and Gu fits perfectly into that vision. If he continues to develop at this rate, Chelsea may have a future superstar on their hands, and with £50,000 a week, they're betting big on his potential to lead their attack for years to come. At number 2, we have the young English star, Archie Gray, who is currently raking in a whopping £75,000 per week at Tottenham Hotspur. Gray is a player who made waves during his time at Leeds United, where he played every single minute of the 2023-24 season. His performances in the championship caught the eye of Spurs, and they quickly moved to secure him for their youthful revolution under manager Ange Postecoglou. It's no surprise that Spurs went after Gray, especially considering his excellent work rate, technical skills, and leadership qualities, which saw him grow into one of the top talents in English football. Gray's move to Spurs was a highly anticipated one, especially with so many clubs competing for his signature. The £75,000 a week contract is a huge vote of confidence in his potential. Despite his young age, Gray has already shown that he can handle the pressure of being a top-tier player, and he's expected to be a key figure in Spurs' midfield for years to come. Fans are excited about his future, and with Postecoglou, known for trusting young talent, it won't be long before Gray is a regular in the first team. Watch out for this kid. He's set to become a household name. And finally, at the top of the list, we've got the most well-paid teenager in the Premier League right now, Lenny Yoro, who's earning an incredible £115,000 per week at Manchester United. Yoro's move to Old Trafford was a huge coup for United, especially considering the fierce competition they faced for his signature from clubs like Liverpool and Real Madrid. The French centre-back, just 18 years old, was highly sought after due to his impressive performances at LOSC Lille, and United's project to build a youthful, dynamic squad made him an ideal fit. His £115,000 weekly salary shows just how much faith the club has in his potential to become one of the best defenders in Europe. Though he's been sidelined by a metatarsal injury, which has delayed his Premier League debut, the expectations around Yoro remain sky-high. Ruben Amorim's defense could use someone as mobile and skilled as Yoro, and fans are hoping that once he's fit, he'll immediately make his mark in United's backline. His future is incredibly bright, and if his early promise is anything to go by, this kid could end up being one of the top defenders in the Premier League. Manchester United certainly believes in him, and with that £115,000 a week contract, they're banking on him to lead their defense for years to come. That wraps up the top 9 countdown of the highest paid teenagers in the Premier League. Each of these young stars is on their way to making a huge impact on the league. And with the kind of money they're earning, we're definitely in for some exciting moments ahead. Keep an eye on these rising talents. They're the future of Premier League football.